What is up, guys? It's your boy Nova Senpai, and today I'm back with a build guide for Shiro, the Chakram of the Seas circle, whatever weapon this is. It's like throwing disc. And yeah, so Shiro is a physical type of attacker. She is also a shatter. So Shiro is a physical type weapon and has a high shatter rating and a low charge rating. My shatter's at 13 because I have her 3-star. But she applies grievous damage when the weapon is fully charged. The next attack will inflict damage equal to 137% of attack, making the target grievous for 7 seconds, taking 20% extra damage. So she there's not a lot of physical damage characters in the game, but luckily now Claudia is out, and Claudia has physical resonance, so she can get put on a team with physical resonance. So let's get into obviously team comps. So you can run there's like 3 team comps, to be honest. So this is the one I run just because I have King on like every team and I have 2 shatters, right? She's really on there as like a sub DPS to just like switch between her. King's really my damage shatterer, and but so most people who use it will probably switch out for Nemesis, right? So you'd run Shiro, Claudia, Nemesis, and Nemesis will give you healing. You could also run a straight support team, so you could run like Zero, Coco Ritter, and Shiro. So you like the role on your team would be your shattering and healing. If you really wanted, you could run a triple physical build to where you could run Bai Ling, Claudia, and Shiro, but I don't recommend that because like why? But you could. But me personally, I put King on all of my teams because the scythe looks dope, and why not? So yeah, this is my team comp, and you know, and feel free to just work with it as you want. If you want to put a certain person on your team that you like the way they play, feel free to. Next, we're going to talk about matrices. So right now I just got my suppressor to like 6.1, and I got one of the Shiro matrices. So if you didn't know, the later when your suppressor turns into an amplifier, when you max it out, you get a Shiro gold an SSR matrix for Shiro. You can get 3 of them, and I gotten 1 so far. You also get the memory and the faith ones, and luckily for me, when I was pulling for Claudia's SSR, I got the emotion one. So when I max out my amplifier, I will have a full 4 set. So this is actually probably the easiest SSR because it's guaranteed. You just have to play the game, right? But obviously, if you're not that far, if your CS isn't that high yet, there are plenty of other better, I won't say better because it's like the best one, but there are plenty of other options. So I don't have any of the blue matrices because I like rolled them into another one, but there is a there is a matrices that increases shatter damage. That's an R rank. I would suggest putting that one on if you don't have anything else. But for the SRs, there are the best one to use that I was using before I got the SSR was Sobek, because it increases damage dealt by 6% for each enemy nearby, and then you know as you start up it'll do more. And then what you could also use is Robarg, because when a target is shattered, poison the target and deal damage equal to 45% of attack for every 10 seconds. So you're going to be shattering with the character because their shatter skill is high, so you're going to be shattering with the character a lot. So having it do the poison damage and the more damage would be good. And obviously Sobek is just good on literally every character. And yeah, so and if you have the SSRs, right, you could run a dual Shiro King comp. I have both Shiro and King's SSRs for the exact same slots. So, and you could also do that for King, because that's what I was going to do. I was going to leave Sobek on here and then put both of these on my King to just have him do more shield breaking. But unfortunately, the mind and emotion are the same ones as the SSRs I have for my King, so I couldn't do that. Big Sag. But yeah, Sobek and Robarg are perfectly fine, and you get them rather easily. So those are the two that I would say, depending on what you want to do. I feel like Sobek's could be slightly better just because it's all-out damage for the amount of enemies, and it stacks 3 times. But, you know, the extra damage with the shatter and the poison isn't too bad. Next, real quick and easy, we'll go over the gear. So, like every other video that I said, when you get to gear, you just want to look for, you know, good substats to roll into. So, attack and physical attack would be what you want. So, I have physical attack here. It's dog shit, but, you know, we move. I get very unlucky. I'm grinding right now for physical attack on my weapons, or on my gear, not my weapons. There's physical attack plus 275, not bad. Could be better, but yeah, pretty much that's it. You just want to look for the substats for physical attack. That's because you're running a physical build, obviously. All right, so Shiro's Awakening. So Shiro's 1200 trait is when Shiro uses a weapon skill / discharge skill, increase all kinds of attack by 10% and physical attack by an additional 7% for 8 seconds. And then at 4000, Shiro's Red Alarm, when Shiro uses a weapon skill / discharge skill, increase all kinds of attack by 16% and physical attack by an additional 10% for 8 seconds. So I actually think that is really good. And I'm going to actually go for that because the way that my team's built is Claudia is the battery. She charges up your discharge skill, and then I switch off to usually Shiro, and that'll just increase her damage. It'd be good. So yeah, it's definitely worth leveling her up as a priority if you're using Shiro a lot on your team, especially if you're using her with the Claudia team. Then definitely worth leveling up. All right, so here's something else that I haven't really done before, but we'll talk about, is it worth starring? Now, I don't do this in other videos because obviously it is somewhat worth starring characters, because like if you star a character, it's nothing but good things. But I'll go through and see if it's really that necessary to, you know, want to go for Shiro stars. Obviously, if you're gonna main her, then, or have her on your team for a long time, I would suggest it. I didn't go for her stars. I just got lucky and literally pulled her like 3 times in a row. So, but her first advancement just increases damage dealt to 2 and all elemental shattering effects on targets within full bloom's range by 30%. The second one is just, you know, the increase attack. The third one is actually really nice. So increase shatter by 15% and reset all weapon skill cooldowns upon shattering the target's shield, which means that if you throw down her 1 and it shatters the shield, you can throw down her 1 again, and that's a lot of damage, right? So, and then, you know, her 4-star is just another HP growth. Her 5-star, attacking a grievous target extends the duration of the grievous by an additional 7 seconds, which will definitely increase increase your damage output. Is it super necessary? Not really. And then after using full bloom, grant a 100% crit chance for the next 8 seconds. You know, that's really good. So is it, in my opinion, is her stars worth it? Yes, they are. Is it going to be the end of the world if you don't, you know, go for them? Not really. Should you go for them if she's on your team? Probably, especially if you're going to use her a lot. You know, any character is really worth starring if you have the means to do so. Yeah, and then last but not least, let's just talk about that ass. He might have one of the best asses in the game, and that is pretty much it. So, yep. If you guys liked the video, leave a like. If you're new, subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.